What's something about yourself that you do not like but that you learn to accept? When I was young, I once jokingly told my mother, "The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma." And she thought I was a genius. She still tells people about how smart I was to say something like that as a child. And to this day, I simply do not have the heart to tell her I heard it on SpongeBob. That I can cry too easily. Shit. There's a lot of things. But one of them is, I think I come off as very unapproachable. IDKY. Genuinely. Maybe BC I'm not a naturally cheery person always smiling. I got kinda sad, serious eyes and I've been told I look angry or tired a lot. I really don't know anymore. That I'll never be a morning person. I'm not very social. Not by choice. I just genuinely have a hard time connecting with others if I'm not cracking jokes. Which isn't appropriate in every setting. That I'm always going to catastrophize and once one worry passes, there'll be another just around the corner. It's constant and I can't remember the last time I felt at peace. My past I was too hung up on what I did or did not do when I was younger that I miss a lot of opportunity to do what I want to do now. I have come to terms that although I was asshole back then, I've since grown up and now I've learned to live in the present by accepting the me back then as once part of me. I don't like that I have autism or ADHD. But I've learned to live and cope with it and try and control it more. I do not eat very healthily. Trying to do so results in disordered eating. I've tried various approaches but I always wind up getting obsessive over it. So, I am overweight and I just exercise regularly. Drink lots of water. Stay away from drugs and alcohol aside from the occasional one-off beer or glass of wine. And hope for the best. I'm an out of sight, out of mind friend. I'm a good and thoughtful friend in the moment. But rarely, if ever, think to text or call someone to chat. If we're not physically in each other's company. I'm too preoccupied with other things. Pensive face. That my trauma did make me the person I am today. And there is nothing I can do about it. Our experiences shape us. And I've come to realize that while the terrible things I've experienced in my life were undeserved and horrible, life isn't fair. And the number one thing humans are good at is adapting. I've adapted to survive and live despite these wretched circumstances and memories. That I'm unattractive and will be single for my entire life. It doesn't bother me as much when I remember how carefree I was when I was a kid and used to not even think of being in a relationship. Knowing not everyone gets accepted into the world of dating also makes me not feel as alone. My fear of being judged in a situation suppresses my genuine thoughts about things. And it can make me awkward, unfunny or seem like I'm trying way too hard. It's like all social interactions have some sort of performative aspect to them. And that thought is constantly broadcasted on some primal level of my consciousness. It causes me to cringe at myself before I even do anything. This typically occurs when I'm around anyone I'm uncomfortable with. And if I do forget about it, and something suddenly happens to draw my attention back to the meta of a given social situation, the feeling tends to double down. I'm not even antisocial, which makes it worse because I genuinely like being around people. But it sabotages a large amount of interactions for me and makes it hard to make friends. I don't like my dark eye circles, but there's nothing I can do, so whatever. My face. Being overweight. I am not perfect, I am introverted, I am not attractive, I got no friends. My height. I don't have a very appealing face, so I learned to take attention from it with my hair. Clothes. Body. Basically anything I can. Whenever I wanna say a joke, 2 words in I die or laughter, I'll just have my dad stare at me waiting for me to stop. And I'll cool down and repeat a couple more times. So I'd say my uncontrollable laughter. My dad made a metaphor to this like a engine being turned on and off. I trust too easily and give the benefit of the doubt to those that don't deserve it. It's really hard for me to conceptualize that there are self-absorbed narcissists in the world that willingly take advantage of others, and so I'm a victim of their behavior time and time again. I could learn from my mistakes and be pessimistic and withdrawn, but I love doing good things for good people and don't see it as naivety but rather optimism. I'll continue to want the best for everyone even if not everyone deserves it, and I continue to get burned. Physically, I'm objectively ugly. But it's cool. There are some virtues of being an ugly woman. I don't get as much unwanted attention. I blend in and nobody is watching me too closely. I know that people genuinely like me for my personality rather than anything else. It's not exactly thrilling to be ugly, but I've definitely accepted it and moved on from being insecure. I have really dry, sensitive skin. No matter what I do, it's never 100% perfect. I can live with that. The rest of my family not so much. But they're not the ones who have to deal with it. So I don't care what they think.